The Y&R spoilers recap for Friday, April 8, 2022, brings Victoria Newman Locke laying a trap for Ashland Locke, and he takes the bait. Plus, Adam Newman and Sally Spectra scheme, but Nick Newman talks some sense into his brother. Finally, Lily Winters gives Billy Abbott some tough love because she's the best. Y&R spoilers recap highlights in what must be the longest day in the history of Genoa City. Victoria, Amelia Hiley, unveils her grand plan, which is to have Adam, Mark Grossman, take the fall for setting up Ashland, Robert Newman. Well, just about everybody was fine with the plan except maybe Adam. However, he managed to convince them all that he should remain the temporary CEO of Newman Locke for a bit in order to really sell the story to Ashland. Against her better judgment, Victoria agreed and noted she'd tell Ashland that she didn't fight it much in order to keep a closer eye on Adam. As for Ashland, he broke into Newman Media and Adam's computer. Adam had an alert, but he purposefully gave Ashland access remotely, kicking off the first part of the grand plan. It seemed like Ashland took the bait hook, line, and sinker. Later, Victor and Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott, vowed to get Ashland out of their lives for good. They both wanted to work together while allowing Victoria to take the lead. Young and the Restless, Morality Clause Michael Baldwin, Christian LeBlanc, whirled into the office at Newman Locke with some great news. Ashland's contract has a morality clause. If he violates it, Ashland can be ousted with no golden parachute. That played right into Victoria's plan to get Ashland to plant evidence that Adam is the one who set him up. Then, once all the details come out, Ashland will be guilty of planting fake evidence. Then, Michael ran into Ashland at Crimson Lights where they had an intense conversation. Plenty of double entendres about Michael's adventure in Peru, and Ashland insisted that he'd prove somebody set him up. Victoria showed up, and she gave Ashland the bad news that Adam would remain on as the temporary CEO. She managed to convince her husband that she wasn't happy with the idea. Victoria promised Ashland that she was working to prove his innocence and redeem him in her family's eyes. She wanted Ashland to share his ideas with her, but he declined. Y&R spoilers recap, great minds operate? Well, that's what Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope, thinks the Newmans will owe Adam once he helps them pull off the plan to oust Ashland. A realist, Adam knows that's not what will happen after he becomes the patsy for the good of Newman Locke. Sally reminded her boyfriend that there are plenty of ways that Victoria's plan could go wrong. Then, however, Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, interrupted the couple's scheming and told Adam he was there to ensure that Victoria and the rest of the family could trust him. Nobody trusts him. Nick believes his brother is entirely capable of screwing over the whole Newman family for his own gain. Of course, Nick did admit that Adam seems to have changed recently, but he still doesn't fully trust him. Ultimately, the Newmans always show up for each other when push comes to shove, and he urged Adam to use this situation to come together instead of being out for himself. Y&R, what is love? Billy, Jason Thompson, pondered the question what is love? He spoke into his recorder podcast style, but Lily, Crystal Khalil, overheard him, and she instantly realized he was talking about Victoria. Ultimately, Billy said he felt like he should step in and help out his ex-wife, but Lily encouraged him to back off and let Victoria handle the whole thing herself. After all, Victoria would never let Ashland harm her and Billy's children. Ultimately, Lily wanted Billy to overcome his protective instinct where Victoria is concerned. She loves Billy, and she doesn't want him to undo all the hard work he's recently done. Billy told Lily she's the best ever. The Young and the Restless, airs weekdays on CBS. Check your local listings for airtimes. For more about what's coming up in Genoa City, check out all the latest that's been posted on Y&R Spoilers, and for an in-depth look at the show's history, click here. Take our poll ad block test. Why?